Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my very first K-pop bullet journal plan with me in my new Listrom notebook. I am very excited. To be honest, I was a little bit sad about finishing my Muji notebook. I've been using that notebook for over a year now. I did do a flip video of all of my spreads in there if you want to see that, by the way. It is now currently on my channel. I was actually planning on picking up another one of those Muji notebooks to use for my K-pop bullet journal, but then I realized I had this dot grid Listrom notebook lying around from the previous year, so I decided to use that again because I didn't really want to waste it. So in today's video I am doing my September spread for this month, and I'm just doing here a few cover pages. I have a few images from Got7's comeback that will be coming out soon. I'm so excited. This is for their comeback called Lullaby, and I'm seriously so excited for this comeback. That's why I had to make my whole September theme for them. So as you just saw, I did do a little bit of hand lettering. It was actually in frame this time. I was quite impressed with myself. But I used a few Tombow brush pens, the hard one and the soft one, to write September's. Surprisingly, it turned out a little bit better than I expected, and I also drew a little calendar on some extra tracing paper that I decided to layer on top of some of these cute little post-it notes and, I don't know, this Rilakkuma thing. I'm also terribly sorry about the lighting in the first part of this video. I was still trying to figure out my setup. It was a very, very cloudy day, so I had a little bit of trouble. So other than some of those post-it notes and some images, I did do a little bit of deco using some of this washi, and I would have to thank my friend Yvonne. Yvonne was kind enough to share with me some of her gorgeous washi, and I love it so much. So Yvonne, if you're watching this, thank you! So now we are moving on into the weekly portion of this setup, and I'm using, again, a few images. These were teaser images from Got7's Lullaby comeback. These are their unit teasers, which is very, very interesting to me. They don't usually do unit teasers, especially in their Korean comebacks, so I'm very, very excited to see what they have planned for us. So what I did was, again, I'm using some of that brown paper and decided to kind of layer the pictures in an aesthetic way, and now I'm writing out a few date covers with the Tombow brush pen. I think the colors in these images, as well as for this comeback, are very interesting. They're kind of like soft and fluffy, but also quite masculine, which is something that I really like about Got7. They really balance all of those concepts very well together. So I decided to use a little bit of that brown paper bag to act as like a base, and then I add a little bit more color a little bit later. I still wanted to keep this spread quite neutral feeling, which is why I used the brown paper bag, but I also wanted to use it to add a little bit more texture. As you can see here, I am using a yellow Supertips marker, and I'm using that to kind of brighten up the spread a little bit. It kind of matches the colors that are in the teaser images. It matches Youngjae's shirt, and yeah, I just wanted to brighten up the spread a little bit so it's not completely like brown. I use the marker to highlight any important events like the holidays and Mark's birthday, of course, and I'm just writing in all of my to-dos for the day with my Muji clickable gel pen. I really like this pen. I'm also trying to make my writing a little bit better. I find my writing looks a lot nicer if I write slightly bigger and if I have a 0.5 tip pen or even smaller than that. So yeah, I'm just working on my handwriting to make it look a little bit more presentable. So after I filled in my week with all of my to-dos, I saw that there was still quite a few bits of empty space that I wanted to fill up. Usually I quite like a lot of white space, but this one had a little bit too much for my liking. So I went back in and brought back that little scrap of post-it note. Now this was actually something that I couldn't do in my Muji notebook because it was a spiral bound notebook, but I actually placed these post-it notes and these pictures kind of in between the pages of the spread. So I'm very happy now that I can expand my pages over the 2-page spread, and it's just a little bit more interesting. I still definitely have a learning curve-ish when journaling in my Listrom versus my Muji notebook. I'm still also getting used to the paper because it is a little bit textured differently. You can see it was a little bit difficult for me to hand letter in that September there, but overall I quite like journaling in this list run. So after finishing up that weekly spread, I decided to go back into the cover page for September and add a little bit of the song lyrics that were released in the teaser for Got7's Lullaby song. What I think is really interesting is that they're releasing multiple versions in different languages, so obviously I wrote the English lyrics. So my hands might be going a little bit too fast for you to read it, but it says, "If I'm dreaming, don't ever wake me up. I want to hear your melody, the only thing I could need." I realized when I put down this little piece of washi that I wanted to add a little bit of origami into this spread. So I took a little scrap piece of paper that I used to print out my images. I cut it out and started making a little bird. Now it did take me quite a long time to do this. It was also very difficult for me because I was trying to stay within frame of the camera. I did have to pull up a YouTube video as I was making it, but I think it turned out quite sweet. I think this little origami bird was a very good addition to the spread. It kind of went along with the concept for the Got7 comeback, and I don't know, I just thought it was like really cute and adorable. I did have, like I said, a hard time making it, but it was definitely worth it. I just stuck it down with a little bit of tape. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I hope you guys support Got7's next comeback. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!